If they can match Hazleton's tempo tonight, there are certain times during the year when you look at teams, you say, you know what, I don't know if I want to meet that team in the playoff. And we have a situation tonight where a Hazleton team playing well. It will be very interesting if they can match Hazleton's tempo.
10 rebounds. In their victory, he had 21 points and 11 rebounds. In the loss, 14 points, 9 rebounds. One of the key players may be Hazleton area's Frank Stishin defending, Brian. Right to left on your screen, and we're underway. Wyoming Valley West comes out in a man-to-man. Live to Stish. This slide finds Stish in the corner, guarded closely by Mattis. Kicks it out to Live, who'll swing to Grabelny. Inside to Evancho. He gets triple team. Ball is loose. Jump ball called. It'll be Wyoming Valley West possession.
Good defense by Wyoming Valley West to start the ball game. They're in the man, as you said. Hazleton area will play that matchup zone. They're going to put a little half-court pressure to begin.
Kevin Craig with the basketball, the junior for Wyoming Valley West. Gets it to Boylan. Finds Pazinski. They're going to look inside for Mattis. And there's Boylan taking a three from the corner. It won't roll in. Tipped up. Doesn't go. Mattis another board. Doesn't fall. Loose basketball. Pazinski up with it. Gets it to Boylan.
Mattis doing a nice job inside, dominating. Really had 3 putbacks there. Couldn't get one to go.
Pazinski to Craig. Pazinski looks to penetrate, kicks out to Boylan. Inside to Mattis. Goes up against Stish. 2-0 Wyoming Valley West.
Nice job. Brian Mattis, good turnaround jumper using the board.
On the First Federal Bank first quarter scoreboard, 2-0 Spartans. I'd like to welcome the fans watching tonight on Service Electric Wilkes-Barre.
We talked about the matchup inside. It's going to be interesting. Mattis starts out the ball game with a nice move inside.
Rebelny to Boyan. Cross court to Live, and he'll bring it out. 2 minutes into this first quarter, 2-0 Wyoming Valley West remains Cougar basketball. We saw the Cougars last Friday night at Berwick and seemed to be clicking on all cylinders.
They really did. We said they were playing well and playing, as I'd mentioned before, very well at the right time of the year. Wyoming Valley West doing a nice job right now defensively.
Boyan swings to Grabelny, to Live. And a very similar start to the last Friday night, very patient against the Berwick defense.
The Hazleton area is always patient offensively.
Stish inside, up and under, shot up, gets the roll. This game is tied at 2.
Frank Stish, nice job. He counters Brian Mattis by coming back inside. Nice job on a turnaround jumper.
Craig looks to penetrate, has it stolen by Bobby Boyan. Boyan looks to come back in transition. 5-on-4 come the Cougars. Grabelny, three's tipped.
Great job defensively by Greg Paczynski for Wyoming Valley West. He caught part of that ball.
Craig finds crossing to Boylan. His jumper doesn't go. Rebound Evancho.
Nice job. George Evancho has done a nice job for Hazleton area. The last couple of ball games helped him out inside. Frank Stish knowing to need some help underneath.
On the First Federal Bank scoreboard, a 1-point lead for the Spartans here in the first quarter. See the time remaining, approaching 3.5 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Stish in the high post. Gets it to Boyan. Back to Stish. And stolen away by Kevin Craig. Looks to take it all the way. Boyan will foul him a chance for a 3-point play.
Nice job, Kevin Craig. Up for the 2. Bobby Boyan tried to stay away. Bruce Live does not like the call, but they called a body foul. Here you see right there, you see Bobby Boyan with the body foul.
Craig converts the 3-point play. 8-4 Wyoming Valley West. Approaching 3 minutes left in this first quarter. George Evancho kicks it to Bryan.
Again, Wyoming Valley West, Marty doing a nice job defensively, keeping the ball on the perimeter.
Bryan out to Leib, to Stish. Leib looks to penetrate, kicks it out to Bryan. His jumper doesn't go. Battle for the loose ball will remain Hazleton area basketball.
Hazleton will inbound on the side.
And the first substitution, number 11, Leo Ortiz, into the game. He'll replace Jay Grabelny.
First time we've seen Ortiz in the last couple of ball games, Marty, this early in the game. He usually comes off the bench, but not this early in the ball game.
Approaching 2.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter on the First Federal Bank scoreboard. Wyoming Valley West 8, Hazleton area 4. Leib's pull-up jumper doesn't fall. Tipped up and controlled by Craig.
Leib, nice job. Drove the basket, then pulled up to the jumper. Had a look at the basket, just couldn't get it to go.
Crossan in the corner looks for Pazinski. His jumper in the lane goes. It's 10-4 Spartans.
Mike Pazinski, nice job on the short jumper.
Two minutes left in the first quarter. Wyoming Valley West with their biggest lead at 6. Chris Leib setting up the Hazleton area offense, gets it to Evancho to Bryan. Ortiz looks inside for Stish, loose ball. Evancho finds Bryan. He'll take the three, doesn't go. Craig with the rebound.
Bryan, Grabelny, and Leib all shot well the three ball the last time we had them.
Pazinski will take the jumper, doesn't fall. Ortiz with a rebound.
Nice job by Ortiz, strong.
Loose ball, Mattis comes up with it, still loose, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow in favor of Hazleton area.
Coach Leib, you see the ball on the floor, teams going after it. Both teams, Coach Leib wants a timeout.
Coach Leib will take a 30-second timeout, settle down the Cougars, and one of the things you saw Leo Ortiz, and he came in, seems to be a little jumpy in this playoff atmosphere here tonight at the Scanlon Gymnasium.
His manner usually is a little jumper. When we've seen him, he comes out and he's a little jerky, but I think one of the things Coach Leib is going to get him into the ball game, he'd like, number one, moving the basketball. Wyoming Valley West has done a nice job keeping Hazleton's game on the perimeter. When Hazleton has been able to get it into Stish, he's put it up. Stish has 4 points right now, and one of the things they need to do is handle the ball a little better, losing it on the turnover.
Hazleton area left with 3 full timeouts and a 30. Wyoming Valley West left with 3 full and 2 30s, the full complement. Chris Leib will bring it across the timeline. 1:15 left in the first quarter. Wyoming Valley West with a 6-point lead on the First Federal Bank first quarter scoreboard. Leo Ortiz with the basketball. Gets it to Stish in the corner. He'll bring it back out and get it to Bryan. Over to Leib. Into Stish. And he had it taken away by Pazinski.
Nice defense by Greg Pazinski again. Excellent job. Wyoming Valley West doing a nice job defensively early in the first quarter.
Hazleton area comes out in a man-to-man. Mattis doesn't get it to fall. Rebound by Crossan. Everybody in the starting lineup for Wyoming Valley West has scored. It's 12-4 Spartans.
Really dominating right now. Wyoming Valley West both offensively and defensively.
See if Hazleton area will play for the last shot. Under 20 seconds. Leib to Ortiz. He'll take a three, doesn't go. Mattis with the rebound. Here come the Spartans with time left. Mattis kicks it to Craig back inside to Mattis. He loses it. Bryan will try the heave. Doesn't go. End of the first quarter. Wyoming Valley West 12, Hazleton area 4.
Penn State Hazleton is making.
It's at King's College in Wilkes-Barre. He started the second quarter on the First Federal Bank scoreboard. Wyoming Valley West 12, Hazleton area 4. You look at it and say Bryan Mattis only 2 points. You're pretty happy, but it's 12-4. Everybody scored for Wyoming Valley West.
Now the other thing, Marty, Hazleton did not have a basket. They scored their last 2 points at 4:19 in the first quarter. Did not have another point the rest of the quarter.
Wyoming Valley West starts with the starting five. Pazinski, Boylan, Craig, Mattis, and actually, Jeff Pianelli, number 42, into the lineup. Number 30, Joe Nicholas in for Hazleton Area. He starts the second quarter. Grabelny, Leib, Broyen, and Evancho. Pianelli inside has it blocked, and I believe he was fouled by Joe Nicholas with the body.
I think Nicholas had the ball. You're exactly right, Marty, but he fouled with the body. Pinelli goes to the line.
First on Nicholas, team second. Pianelli, a junior, off the bench this year, averaging 9 points and 5 rebounds. He gets the first. Get a look at it.
Well, here you see the foul right there. You see Nicholas going up. He gets the ball, but also commits the foul with his body.
Eric Dion, number 14, into the Hazleton area lineup, replacing Grabelny. Pianelli gets 2 for 2. The lead is in double digits at 14-4.
Hazleton area on a little bit of a scoring drought here. About 5 minutes without a basket.
Leib penetrates, takes it all the way, doesn't go. Nicholas with the rebound, knocked out of bounds by Pazinski, remains Cougar basketball.
We talked about Joe Nicholas before the ball game, Marty. He gives Hazleton area some quality time off the bench. He's in the ball game. Dish now out of the ball game.
Broyen brings it back out and kicks it to Leib. He'll take a three from the corner and hits it. First basket for Chris Leib. It's 14-7 Spartans.
You know, Hazleton area was waiting for one of their big three out front.
I believe a reach-in will be called against Chris Leib, but we'll wait for the official word from Danny Frisella. And it is Leib, his first, team third. Number 22, Francis Crossan, back in for Wyoming Valley West, replacing Boylan. I'd like to welcome the fans watching on Service Electric Wilkes-Barre tonight. Mattis looked back inside for Pazinski, knocked away, and I believe a loose ball foul is going to be called.
See what they're going to make the call here. 32, ball goes Hazleton's possession.
First on Pazinski to team first. Approaching 1 minute into this second quarter, 14-7 Wyoming Valley West.
One thing about Hazleton area, really, they do not panic. They play well.
Deep three for Leib. That's 2 straight. He's got 6 in a hurry. It's 14-10 Wyoming Valley West.
Waiting for one of the Grabelny, Leib, or Broyen to hit the 3 ball. Chris Leib hits 2 in a row.
Ball loose. Evancho gets it to Leib. Here come the Cougars. Dion with the basketball. Finds Evancho cutting. Gets the shot up and a chance for a 3-point play.
Great job by Dion getting the ball into Evancho.
Foul on Pianelli, his first, team second.
Now the score very quickly, Marty. 14-12, 6:31 left, second quarter.
Evancho converts the 3-point play. It's a 1-point game. Moments ago, Hazleton area trailed by 10, and they've gone on a 9-0 run in the last minute. Crossan will take a 3. It doesn't go. Loose ball foul will be called against Wyoming Valley West.
Yeah, I believe they're going to call on number 5, Clancy Boylan.
And even though probably King's College is a little closer to Wyoming Valley West, it seems the crowd is predominantly from Hazleton area.
Yeah, we have a large contingent from Hazleton tonight.
On the First Federal Bank scoreboard here in the second quarter, approaching 6 minutes remaining, 14-13 Spartans. Spartans led by Kevin Craig and Clancy Boylan with 3. Eric Dion will take a 3, doesn't go. Nicholas with the rebound, has it stripped, and he is fouled. And if it's on Pazinski, that's 2.
I'll tell you, we talk about Joe Nicholas and the quality time, but that time he went up over the Wyoming Valley West player, was able to take the rebound without fouling the Wyoming Valley West player. Now he is fouled, and here's right here we're talking about his play underneath. There you see Nicholas, and he's fouled in the process. It goes to the line.
Coach Dan Messinger has a dilemma. Second leading scorer Greg Pazinski at 14 a game has 2 personal fouls. Nicholas has tied the game and can give the Cougars the lead here if he makes the free throw. He does. It's 15-14 Cougars.
You talk about scoring runs. Hazleton area had a drought from 4:19 into the first quarter until 7:44 the second. Now Wyoming Valley West on a bit of a drought.
Pazinski penetrates, kicks it to Mattis. And a double dribble is called. Turnover for the Spartans. Dan Messinger wants a timeout. It's a 30-second timeout. Wants to settle down the troops.
Well, we talked about Hazleton area. I mean, they're down by 10 points with 7:44 left in the second quarter. They're still patient, Marty. One of the things that helped them, Chris Leiby hit 2 big 3-pointers in a row to narrow the gap to 4 points, and now they've gone on a spurt. They're up by 1 with 5:54 left. Now it's 5:41 in the second quarter.
And they seem to really gain confidence after that second three, which was a deep three for Live, and it just seemed like the whole team picked up a lot of confidence.
The other thing right now, we're playing with Nicholas on the floor. Stish is out of the ball game, so they're getting some good time from some people off the bench. George Evancho also.
Mattis and Pianelli out there for Wyoming Valley West with Pazinski, Craig, and Boylan. Hazleton area has Live, Broyan, Dion, Nicholas, and Evancho. Dion with the basketball to Evancho to Live. Broyan will pull for the 2, doesn't go. A loose ball foul, I believe, will be called against Hazleton area.
I think they're going to call it on Nicholas.
And if so, that's the call by Bruce Weinstock. That'll be 2 on Nicholas, and that's the case. His second, team 4th. And Frank Stish back into the game, and Nicholas will sit down, giving some nice time off the bench.
Great time. I tell you, if you can put him in a ball game, he'll give you 5 or 6 minutes like he's just given you. You saw a replay right there of the foul.
Pazinski loses control. Dion right on him. Pianelli inside the Mattis, guarded by Stish. Shot rolls in for him.
Nice
Brian Mattis
turnaround.
gives Wyoming Valley West the lead back at 16-15.
Nice turnaround by Brian Mattis. Stish with good defense, but Mattis uses his size to advantage.
Dion to Live, back to Dion. Live swings to Broyan. Broyan at the top to Live.
Again, Hazleton area ball on the perimeter. They have Stish inside trying to find something for him, or else look at an open 3 ball.
Evancho to Broyan. To Live. He'll take a 3 and hit it. 3 3-pointers in the corner for Live. He's got 9. 18-16 Cougars.
I'll tell you what, if he and maybe Broyan or Grabelny starts hitting outside, then Wyoming Valley West going to have to come out defensively.
Pazinski off back room, but he gets his own rebound. Shot doesn't go. Tipped. Out of bounds. Hazleton area basketball.
I'll tell you what, they're banging underneath. Both teams aggressive going after the ball. Pazinski that time did a nice job getting to the basket, couldn't get it to go, then knocked it out of bounds. Hazleton area will inbound.
Pianelli sits down, crossing back in, get a look at the last play.
There you see the action underneath, and there you see Craig Pazinski knocking the ball away.
Francis crossing back in for Wyoming Valley West as Pianelli sits down. Jay Grabelny back in as Eric Dion sits down for the Cougars. Grabelny with the basketball. And Wyoming Valley West back to a man-to-man. And we'll see if they'll attack Pazinski, who's out there with 2 personal fouls. Maybe get the ball to Broyan. Live to Evancho, out to Stish. Looks to go baseline, and it goes out of bounds. Hazleton area turnover.
Brian Mattis, nice job defensively, cut off the baseline. Stish lost the ball. Wyoming Valley West will bring it up the floor. Hazleton area with a little pressure.
Craig spins, gets it to Pazinski, looks inside, knocked away nicely by Frank Stish.
Nice job by Stish. Quick hands, got him up. Looked like Brian Mattis might have had something underneath, but Stish knocked it away.
Exactly 3 minutes left in the first half, a 2-point Hazleton area lead. Coming up at halftime, it'll be the halftime stats brought to you by Cable TV and compiled by the councilman Jim Shepard. Mattis spins, jumper doesn't go, Evancho with the rebound.
Nice job, good strong rebound to Evancho.
Live to Broyan, back to Live, over to Evancho. Inside to Stish. He'll challenge Mattis, throws it up, and Grabelny corrals it. Stish kicks it out to Broyan, to Live. He'll try another three and hit it. That's 12 points in the quarter for Chris Live. Lead is 5.
Talked about before the ball game, one of those three getting a hot hand, and right now he is 4 for 4 from the three-point range, and I would call that a hot hand, Marty.
Mattis in the lane is going to be fouled by Evancho.
Yeah, they called a block on Evancho. He really came out, and Mattis really wasn't set, but they called the block on Evancho.
It's his first team fifth. Chris Live will get a quick break as number 31, Pat Brown, into the game. Wyoming Valley West will take their last 30-second timeout. They're left with 3 full.
There you see Mattis. Now you're seeing Evancho move over. There you see him. He is not set. He's moving into Mattis. Good call by the official.
There you got to look at Bruce Live talking to his Cougars as his team has taken a 5-point lead with 2:12 left in the half.
Well, I'd like to make a point, Marty. Bruce Live, very calm on the bench, very seldom gets upset, and I think the team takes on the demeanor of their coach, and that's exactly what Hazleton area. They're down by 10, really didn't get rattled. Of course, Live hit a couple threes, which really helped them put it back in it, but as I said, the team takes on the demeanor of their coach, and here you see Live with one of those 3 balls. Guided missile, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Ball back into play. Craig guarded by Brown. Gets it to Crossan, to Boylan. Pazinski inside the Mattis, offensive foul. It's going to be called by Danny Frisell as Mattis pushed off.
They're going to call Brian Mattis, exactly. You wonder why he was so open underneath. Left hand on the Hazleton area player. They called Brian Mattis for the foul.
Broyan to Evancho. Kicks it to Grabelny, to Broyan. Gets a screen from Evancho, and a moving screen will be called on George Evancho by John Layton.
You could see it right away. Evancho, both arms to his body, banged into him. Bruce Live doesn't like the call, but he called a foul on Evancho, so Wyoming Valley West will inbound.
It's his second, team 6th for Evancho. Mattis in the lane, doesn't get it to fall, gets his own rebound, shot up, and a chance for a 3-point play.
Brian Mattis, very strong underneath. People talked about him all year, 6'6", really does a nice job underneath with the putback. He's also fouled.
Foul on Pat Brown, his first, team 7th. We'll get a look at it.
Here you see Brian Mattis going up, back up with the left hand, is fouled in the process. He has a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Mattis has 7. It's 21-19 Hazleton area. We are at the Scanlon Gymnasium at King's College. 21-19 on the First Federal Bank scoreboard. Live shot doesn't go. Stish's putback is good. Frank Stish with 6. 23-19 Cougars.
Great job by Stish. We said every time Mattis is able to do something at one end, Stish counters that at the other.
Under a minute remaining in the half. And a foul on a screen be called against Wyoming Valley West.
Same type of foul, Marty. but they called on Evancho at the other end, the last possession by Hazleton area.
Foul on Cross in his first, team sixth. We'll see. Hazleton area will try to hold for the last shot. Broyan guarded tightly by Pazinski, and it's stolen by Craig. He'll take it all the way. 23-21 Cougars.
Excellent job. Kevin Craig on the steal. They forced the ball. Wyoming Valley West forced the ball out near midcourt. Two players passing back and forth. Kevin Craig, great job defensively.
Eric Dion in the game. He replaced Evancho. So 4 guards for Hazleton area and Stish. Leib to Stish. And he'll take a 3 and hit it! Craig Stish has given Hazleton area a 5-point lead that they will take into the locker room. The score at halftime, Hazleton area 26, Wyoming Valley West 21.
Wyoming Valley West 21.
Off slow, 4 points in the first quarter, 22 in that second, sparked by 4 3-pointers by Chris Leib, and then a 3 right before the end of the half by Frank Stish. 21 of the 26 for the Cougars between Leib and Stish.
Yeah, one of the things, Marty, we talk about Frank Stish countering Brian Mattis underneath, and then he comes out and puts that bomb up from the corner right before the first half to give the Cougars a 5-point lead. There's a couple of things that stand out. Number one, Wyoming Valley West defensively, I thought did a great job early in the ball game. Hazleton area was struggling to get the ball inside. The second thing with Wyoming Valley West, I thought that Brian Mattis really was held by Hazleton area, held down in the first half, although he started to assert himself a little bit there in the second quarter. For Hazleton area, number one, they never got rattled. They were down by 10. They just took their time. They come back. As we mentioned, they hit a couple of 3 balls which put them back into it, but they really kept their cool in the second quarter when they were struggling until the 3-pointer by Leib, 2 in a row, really ignited them, and now they're up by 5.
Up 5, Hazleton area led by Leib with the 12, the 4 threes. Stish with 9, Wyoming Valley West led by Brian Mattis with 7 and 5 for Kevin Craig. And as you mentioned, Hazleton area pretty much holding Brian Mattis in check, then he still has 7 points.
He had 7 points, and again, in the second quarter, he started to really assert himself on the boards. He started becoming very aggressive. I think there's another part to this. Number one, in the second half, if Hazleton area can do the same type of thing on Mattis to hold him down, I think if he has 15 to 18 points for the game, Hazleton area is going to have a good shot at winning the ball game. The other part is, whenever we see Hazleton area, the games are in the high 40s, maybe low 50s. I think if a game goes into the 60 range, Hazleton area is not going to win that ball game in many cases. But tonight, right now, they're on track for a high 40s, low 50 total ball game.
We're going to take a break, be back in 3 minutes. The score at halftime, Hazleton area 26, Wyoming Valley West 21. We'll have halftime stats and more from the Scanlon Gymnasium at King's College right after this. King's College, the score, Hazleton area 26, Wyoming Valley West 21 at the half. Joe, what are you looking for in the second half?
I think defensively, Wyoming Valley West will try to start the second half like they started the ball game. Very aggressive. Near the end of the second half, first half, they were forcing Hazleton area out near midcourt to start their offense. That's when Craig had the good steal for the 2 points. I think Hazleton area come back. Stish is playing well inside. They're going to try to use him inside, and obviously let Leib and Broyan and Grabelny, again, Leib shooting very well, to see if the other two can get in that 3-point range.
We'll be back with the second half right after this.
You never know when it's going to happen. But when it does, prompt, reliable, D&B Towing. trained and certified professional operators. Call 459-8697.
We'll give Wyoming Valley West the basketball. They'll start with Pazinski, Craig, Crossan, Boylan, and Mattis, the original starting five. Hazleton area comes out with their starting five. Broyen, Live, Grabelny, Stish, and Evancho. Mattis underneath is fouled from behind.
They're going to call body foul on Stish. He had the ball, but both officials on the call.
Foul on Stish, his first, team first. And Joe, I think you have the halftime stats by the councilman, Jim Shapper.
There you see the replay, and you see Stish with the good block with the body foul. Yes, Hazleton area 4 for 10 from the floor, 40%, 5 for 10 3-point range, 3 for 3 from the foul line, while Wyoming Valley West 9 for 15 from the floor, 1 for 3, 3-point, 4 for 4 from the foul line. Rebounds 10, Hazleton area 9 for Wyoming Valley West.
Eric Dion back in the game for the Cougars as Jay Grabelny sits down. Mattis goes 2 for 2. It's a 3-point ball game. And we thank the councilman for the halftime stats. Councilman way beyond playoff form.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Get a look at the Stroman Bakery third quarter scoreboard. 3-point lead for the Cougars. Evancho on the wing. Kicks it to Dion and had it kicked. As I mentioned, he kicked the pass along, and it was kicked by Clancy Boylan.
Clancy Boylan, good defensive play, had his foot out there. The ball, he was kicking the ball, so Hazleton area will inbound from the side.
Broyen to Stish. Live calls out the offense for the Cougars. Gets it to Evancho. To Stish. Evancho to Dion. Stish to Live. Dion kicks it out to Live. He's going to take a three. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Mattis.
Chris Live that time didn't get it to hit the rim. Wyoming Valley West will rebound and bring it up. They're down by 3.
Pazinski to Crossan. Looks inside to Mattis. In the lane. Turnaround is good. Brian Mattis in double figures leads the Spartans with 11.
Brian Mattis starts the second half with 4 points. Strong move inside. Stish with the defense, but Mattis takes it strong to the basket.
Dion tries to save it, does to Live.
One of the things Wyoming Valley West is doing a good job, they're keeping the offense, Hazleton's offense almost at midcourt, trying to start their offense, and there is the problem.
Broyen faked the three. Takes the jumper. He was fouled by Pazinski. Big foul there because it's his third.
Greg Pazinski really didn't have very good position there. Broyen went to his left, and Pazinski fouled when he didn't make that quick defensive move.
And with Hazleton area 1-point lead, would you believe Bobby Broyen scoreless in that first half?
Just broke that with a foul shot.
Joe Nicholas back in for the Cougars, replacing Frank Stish. Jeff Pianelli back in for the Spartans, as Pazinski will sit down with the 3 personals. And Pazinski only 2 points, second leading scorer for Wyoming Valley West.
2 points, 3 fouls, 5:48 left, third quarter, so
Broyen goes 2 for 2. It's 28-25 Cougars. Scoreboard here says 28-26, but it is 28-25 Cougars. Mattis loses, but Crossan up with it for the Spartans. Pianelli doesn't get it to go. Dion, and a loose ball foul will be called against Wyoming Valley West, and I believe it might be on Brian Mattis.
I think they called Mattis, yes, with the push.
That's his second, team second.
You see right there, you see the foul called on Mattis. Dion going up, Mattis with the push.
Broyen Guarded by Boylan, gets it out to Evancho. Over to Dion. Gets it to Leib. To Nicholas. Nicholas will take a jumper. Doesn't roll in for him. Rebounded by Crossan. Gets it to Craig, and here come the Spartans.
Good job defensively with the rebound for Wyoming Valley West.
Mattis guarded by Nicholas. Moved his pivot foot travel called by Dan Frisella.
I'll tell you what, Nicholas did a very good job defensively, again cutting off the baseline. Mattis had to take that stutter step, called for the walk.
Four and a half minutes remaining in the third quarter. 28-25 Cougars. They need the victory to force another playoff Monday night at Wilkes. George Evancho now has 5. It's 30-25 Cougars. On the Stroman Bakery third quarter scoreboard, you see the score and time remaining.
Nice job by Evancho. Again, Bruce Leib getting very good time up the bench from Nicholas and Evancho. Strong move by Mattis to the basket.
6 in the quarter, 13 on the night. 30-27 Hazleton area on the Stroman Bakery third quarter scoreboard.
The only way to stop him, Marty, really, once he gets the ball inside, is to defensively not let the ball inside.
Evancho almost lost it, gets it out to Leib, over to Broyen. Leib behind the back, penetrates, shot up and in. Chris Leib leads Hazleton area with 14, the lead back to 5.
Great penetration by Chris Leib. Excellent job, good ball handling, puts it up.
And a steal by Leib. Looks for Broyen. Shot up, doesn't go. Rebounded by Pianelli.
Bobby Broyen looked like he wanted to pass that thing and decided to go up for the shot. Too high on the board.
Mattis looks inside to Cross and has it stolen by Broyen.
Quick hands, good defense, Bobby Broyen.
Nicholas loses it. Crossan comes up with it. And Kevin Craig will look to settle it down for Wyoming Valley West. They trail by 5, under 3 minutes remaining in the third on the Stroman Bakery scoreboard.
Turnover to turnover there. Wyoming Valley West will try to settle down, set their offense.
Craig hits a 3. He's got 8. And it's 32-30 Hazleton area. And Kevin Craig giving a big spark. The junior averaging only 4 points coming into the night, already has 8.
He has 8. Paczynski only has 2 as the second leader scorer. We have a timeout by Hazleton.
Last 30-second timeout taken by Bruce Leib with 2.5 left in the third. As we mentioned, Hazleton area needs to win tonight. Then they'll be given the second half championship with their victory. If they do win, an overall championship will be played Monday night at Wilkes University. But if Wyoming Valley West comes back to win, they will win the Wyoming Valley Conference for 2000-2001.
Right, and what happens if Wyoming Valley West wins, then the district playoffs kick in. As you mentioned, Hazleton area wins, we go to another ball game.
So 2.5 left in the third. Hazleton area will come back out with the original starting 5. Leib, Grabelny, Broyen, Stish, and Evancho. Wyoming Valley West, Pianelli, Mattis, Boylan, Crossan, and Craig. Greg Paczynski, second leading scorer at 14 a game, the senior, on the bench with 3 personal fouls. Leib kicks it out to Broyen. Leib on the wing. Gets it to Broyen.
Nice job, Wyoming Valley West defensively, keeping the ball on the perimeter again, doing an excellent job with it.
Evancho gets it out to Grabelny. Over to Leib. He'll spin, get it to Grabelny. He'll penetrate. Shot is blocked by Crossan, and Mattis will control. Wyoming Valley West has a chance to take the lead with a 3. Pianelli all the way to the basket. Hey, no basket. Offensive foul will be called against Jeff Pianelli.
Yeah, they're going to call Pianelli with the charge. Not a popular call on the Wyoming Valley West side.
That's Pianelli's second, team third. Minute 35 left in the third on the Stroman Bakery scoreboard. 32-30 Hazleton area. Grabelny, he'll take a three, doesn't go. Mattis with the rebound.
A strong rebound by Brian Mattis. Done a good job here in the third quarter. Strong play underneath.
Craig ties the game at 32. Kevin Craig with 10.
Great drive to the basket. Nobody stopped the ball for Hazleton area. Ball game tied.
Stish brings it out to Live. Under a minute in the third. Evancho loses. Boylan with the basketball.
Evancho turned, tried to go to the basket, nothing there, and lost the ball.
Pianelli inside to Mattis, off of their couple hands. Boylan gets it before it goes out of bounds. Boylan is fouled, and he'll be going to the free throw line for 2 free throws. Foul on Grabelny, his first, team second. Clancy Boylan, a senior, averaging 9 points a game. Get a look at it.
You see Boylan underneath. There you see the foul called on Grabelny.
Substitutions, Eric Dion and Pat Brown back in the game. Live and Grabelny will sit down for Hazleton area. Coach Live thinking for the fourth quarter, wanting to give Chris Live a breather before the start of the fourth.
They need a break. Good move by Coach Live there.
2 missed free throws. Game remains tied at 32. Bobby Bryan will bring it up for the Cougars. Under 20 seconds remaining in the third. See it in the lower left-hand corner of your screen. And also on the Stroman Bakery scoreboard, you saw it tied at 32. Under 10, Bryan will look to take Boylan to the basket. Shot up, doesn't go. Mattis with the rebound. And that'll be the end of the third quarter. This game is tied at 32.
Third quarter, score, Valley West 32, Hazleton area 32. When the fourth quarter begins.
Start of the fourth quarter, game tied at 32.
Marty, 3-point shooting. Wyoming Valley West 2 for 4, 50%. Hazleton area 4 for 11, 36%. Wyoming Valley West with 8 turnovers.
Mattis, after being fouled, gets it to go, and he'll have a chance for a 3-point play.
Great way to start the fourth quarter for Wyoming Valley West. Brian Mattis breaks to the basket, makes the layup, and is fouled in the process. There you see the foul. There you see a great job by Mattis getting the ball up.
Foul on Nicholas, his third, team third. Spartans have a 3-point lead. Mattis leads them with 16.
Rebounds at the end of the third quarter. Wyoming Valley West at 14, Hazleton area 12.
Hazleton area starts with Nicholas, Stish, Dion, Bryan, and Live with the basketball. They're in their red uniforms going from left to right on your screen. I'm Marty Burns, joined by Joe DeMelfi and the councilman, Jim Shepard on stats. We thank you for joining us on the second half championship of Division I of the Wyoming Valley Conference in boys high school basketball. Wyoming Valley West on defense in their gold uniforms. Starting 5 out on the floor. Boylan, Crossan, Mattis, Pazinski, and Craig. Keep an eye on Greg Pazinski with 3 personal fouls. Stish. Over to Nicholas. Back to Stish. Goes baseline and kicks it to Dion, who finds Bryan. And this game is tied at 35.
I believe that's Bobby Bryan's first 3-pointer of the night. Chris Live had hit a couple. Bryan comes through with the first 3-pointer of the night.
Craig inside to Mattis. He gets double. Spins around Nicholas. Shot up. He's fouled. He'll be going back to the line for 2.
No basket. He's fouled before the shot. But Brian Mattis is really, the second half, playing very strong. will go to the foul line.
And that is the 4th personal foul on Joe Nicholas. Team 4th. And George Evancho's at the scorer's table, probably to substitute Nicholas. Mattis hits the first. Gonna look at the replay.
There you see Brian Mattis inside around Nicholas. Foul was called on the floor while Mattis was shooting, so it's a 2-shot. He made the first.
1 out of 2, 1-point lead for the Spartans. Bryan to Dion. On the Stroman Bakery scoreboard, you see 36-35 Wyoming Valley West. Bryan gets it to Live. Cross court to Dion. Gets it to Stish. His jumper doesn't go. And controlled by Bryan. He'll take it to the basket and get it to go. Hazleton area has a 1-point lead.
Great job, Bobby Bryan. Used the left hand for the layup.
All 7 of Bryan's points in this second half. 2 minutes into the 4th. Dion dives, gets the basketball, calls timeout. Great hustle by Eric Dion. And it's a full timeout, 37-36 Cougars.
Shopping for a new... Still slam
The heady timeout, Hazleton area with the basketball.
Great job defensively. Great call for the timeout. Hazleton possession.
They have 2 full timeouts remaining. Wyoming Valley West with 3 full timeouts. Hazleton area with a 1-point lead. Under 6 minutes remaining in the 4th quarter. Evancho gets doubled, kicks it out to Live. Jay Grabelny back in the game replacing Dion. As Wyoming Valley West looks like they've come out in a form of a matchup zone. Stish in the lane. Gets the shot up, doesn't go. Mattis with the rebound.
Great job by Brian Mattis. Strong rebound again.
Craig to Pazinski. Finds Mattis underneath. Up against Stish, and he is fouled. Mattis will be going back to the line to shoot 2. That'll be Stish's 2nd, team 5th.
Again, looked like a good block, but he called the body foul on Frank Stish.
Slow start for Brian Mattis, but he's come on in this second half. 10 of his 17 in the second half, and he's only a junior. Misses the first of 2.
Ball game like this, you have to make the shots from the charity stripe.
And the scary thing is, Joe, he might be a better football player than he is a basketball player.
He's our tight end for Wyoming Valley West, and I'll tell you what, we had him. Excellent tight end.
1 out of 2. Game tied at 37. 18 on the night for Mattis. Got to look at the crowd here at the Scanlon Gymnasium at King's College. Stroman Bakery scoreboard shows the tie score. 5 minutes left in the 4th. Evancho to Live. Chris Live will bring it back out and reset the Hazleton area offense as Wyoming Valley West has gone back to a man-to-man. Grabelny to Bryan to Live. He'll take the 3. Doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Loose. Out of bounds. And I believe it'll remain Hazleton area basketball as it went off the knee of a Spartan.
The official called the ball off the Wyoming Valley West leg, the player's leg, so Hazleton area inbounds, 4:38 left, 4th quarter.
Stish gets it to Bryan, to Live, and he'll set the Hazleton area offense. 4.5 left in the 4th, 37-37 tie. Wyoming Valley Conference Division I second half championship in boys high school basketball. Thank you for joining us tonight on WYLN from King's College. Bryan's jumper off back rim. Grabelny with the rebound. Gets it to Live. To Evancho. He takes it right up. It doesn't go. Battle for the rebound. Jump ball is called. Possession arrow favors Hazleton area.
Both teams very scrappy under the basket. We had a, here you see right there. You see the tussle for the ball.
Bryan and Pianelli respectively for Hazleton area and Wyoming Valley West. Chris Live to inbound. 4:07 left. 37-37 tie. Grabelny, he'll take a three. His first three of the night. Hazleton area with a 3-point lead.
Talk about live. Bryan and Grabelny. Jay Grabelny, I believe that's his first three.
Craig penetrates, and a foul on the floor will be called against Chris Live, says John Layton. That'll be his second, only the team's sixth.
Foul charge to number 23, Chris Live.
Chris Live went after the ball here, and they had the foul. Good call by the official.
Pizinski to inbound. Look for Boylan. Nice defense by Bobby Broyan. And, you know, everybody likes to talk about Bobby Broyan approaching 1,000 points, but defensively an outstanding player.
And you cannot play for Bruce Live at Hazleton if you can't play defense. So Bobby Broyan is a very good player. Turnover, Wyoming Valley West.
And you wonder, was Clancy Boylan possibly thinking about would Broyan be coming after the basketball again?
He was looking at Bobby Broyan as the ball came inbound, just didn't have a chance to handle it.
Foul underneath, I believe on Brian Mattis.
I think they called it on Clancy Boylan.
It's his second, team fourth. And Dan Messinger wants to take a timeout, get a look at the replay, and Boylan fighting through a screen.
Right there, you see him running through the screen with his elbow up, and that was the call.
Full timeout, 40-37 Hazleton area.
Penn State
3 on the Stroman Bakery fourth quarter scoreboard. And a travel called against George Evancho as he was trapped on the baseline by Wyoming Valley West.
It looked like he wanted to pass it outside. Didn't quite know what to do there and ended up with the walk call.
Kevin Craig will bring it across the timeline. He'll take the jumper. Gets the roll. Kevin Craig, great effort tonight. He has 12, helping picking up for the slack that Greg Pizinski, only 2 Hazleton area holding him to, but Kevin Craig has stepped up for Wyoming Valley West.
Great move by Craig, very quick. Lost Chris Live, and we have a foul inside now.
And that's the 4th personal on Greg Pizinski.
3:07 left, fourth quarter.
Francis Crossan back in as Clancy Boylan sits down, but a critical foul is Greg Pizinski now with 4 for Wyoming Valley West. They can't afford to take him out with about 3 minutes left in the fourth and down by 1.
Now the other part to it is you think you let him in the ball game here and let whatever happens, happens. 2:54 left, 1 point lead for Hazleton area.
Grabelny to Live. He'll take a deep 3. Doesn't go. Pizinski with the rebound and an advantage. 3-on-1 for the Spartans. Pizinski doesn't go. Tip. Pianelli up with it. And Wyoming Valley West has taken a 1-point lead. Jeff Pianelli with 4 off the bench.
Great job by Pianelli underneath. Strong rebound, puts it up for the 2. Wyoming Valley West up by 1.
Broyan with the basketball guarded by Pizinski. He'll look to take him. Kicks it out to Grabelny for a 3. It's good. Jay Grabelny now has 6, all in the fourth. 43-41 Cougars.
Nice job. Good job by Bobby Broyan getting some penetration. Gets it over and Grabelny makes the 3.
Ball tipped out of bounds by Stish. It'll be Wyoming Valley West basketball. Minute 58 left in the fourth. Clancy Boylan back in. He'll replace Francis Crossan.
Good job by Stish defensively.
Pianelli looks for Mattis. Pump fake. Shot doesn't go. Put back. This game is tied at 43. 20 points for Brian Mattis. 13 in the second half.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Kept his eye on the ball. Went up. Looked like he wasn't going to get the shot off. Made the layup.
Evancho loses it from behind. Pizinski. He gives Wyoming Valley West the lead, 45-43.
Nice job by Greg Pizinski. Excellent job defensively. Wyoming Valley West up by 2. Minute 20 left.
Live takes it to the basket. And a timeout will be called by Hazleton area. A full timeout. They trail by 2.
The seasons come and go.
Joined by Jonah Melfi and the councilman Jim Shepard on stats. Hazleton area trails Wyoming Valley West by 2 in the fourth quarter. Hazleton area needs to win this game to force an overall Wyoming Valley Conference Championship Monday. Live, and he has a chance for a three-point play.
Great job by Chris Live. Put the ball way up on the board. Looks like it had no chance. Makes the layup, fouled in the process. There you see the replay of Chris Live's layup there. You see it going up, the foul.
Foul on Pianelli, his third, team sixth. Chris Live has given Hazleton area a 1-point lead. He has 17 to lead the Cougars. 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. Boylan to Mattis, and a chance for a three-point play.
Get it into Brian Mattis. That's exactly what Wyoming Valley West did. Makes the layup, is fouled in the process.
And I believe it's on Joe Nicholas, and he is fouled out of tonight's game. Joe Nicholas will leave with 2. We'll get a look at the replay.
Great job getting the ball into Brian Mattis. He had position underneath, makes the layup, fouled by Nicholas.
George Evancho back in for Hazleton area. Mattis has given the Spartans a 2-point lead. 23 on the night for Mattis. 16 here in the second half. Live to Stish. Out to Evancho to Bryan. Bryan to Live. Bryan kicks it to Stish. His jumper doesn't go. Loose ball remains Hazleton area basketball. 32.2 seconds remaining. Cougars have 1 timeout remaining. Wyoming Valley West with 2. And Wyoming Valley West will take one of those 2. They'll have 1 remaining with 32.2 seconds left, and they lead by 2. Right here, as the Cougars will look to try to tie this game or take the lead with a 3.
Mattis had position with the rebound underneath. The ball went off his foot and out of bounds. Hazleton area will inbound. Look at 32 seconds, Marty. They've been shooting the 3 ball fairly well. You run it down. I think what you try to do is get the ball inside, tie the ball game up here, try to force the overtime. But the way they've been shooting the 3, wouldn't surprise me to see them go after one of those 3 balls.
Brian Mattis comes as advertised. 23 points, 16 in the second half. And we've talked about it, but how about the effort by junior Kevin Craig with 12 points? Hazleton area pretty much shutting down second leading scorer Greg Pazinski, but Kevin Craig coming up big with 12.
Did an excellent job tonight. Handled the ball well, scored some points, and played very good defense.
Live to inbound, out to Bryan. Half a minute remaining. Live to Bryan. Bryan will take the jumper, doesn't fall. Pazinski with the rebound.
Went after the 3 ball, didn't get it to go.
Pass to Craig. Ahead to Pianelli. 4-point Wyoming Valley West lead. Live will take a 3 and hit it. Timeout by Hazleton area.
Great job by Chris Live making the 3 ball.
3.2 seconds remaining. Wyoming Valley West has a 50-49 lead over Hazleton area. If Wyoming Valley West holds on, they will be the Division I champions in the 2000-2001 season.
I'll tell you what, Marty. They played at Wyoming Valley West, it was a 2-point game. They played at Hazleton, it was a 2-point game. Why should anything be different on a neutral court? Great ball game. Wyoming Valley up by 1. There you see Pianelli making that layup. He snuck down the floor. They got the ball to him. Live came back and made the three.
When play resumes, number 14, Eric Dion.
Here you get a look at the three.
This Live, see 3.2 seconds left on the clock. There you see the ball, nothing but the bottom of the net.
Hazleton area out of timeouts. Wyoming Valley West with one timeout remaining. And Hazleton area needs a quick foul or get the steal.
They need a great defensive effort, or as you had mentioned, they need a quick foul.
Brian Mattis to inbound. And he'll have the run of the baseline. Boylan will be fouled by Dion. Dion's first, team eighth, 1-1 for Boylan. And remember, Hazleton area no timeout, so they got to get the ball up quickly.
Down the floor very quickly. Clancy Boylan missed two at the end of the third quarter, Marty. We've got a 1-on-1 situation here.
Boylan misses. Bryan doesn't get it away, and Wyoming Valley West will come away with a 50-49 victory over Hazleton area. Wyoming Valley West is the 2000-2001 Division I Boys High School Basketball Champions, and what a game came as advertised. Two great teams facing off here tonight.
Two things, Wyoming Valley West I thought played very well defensively. Clancy did an excellent job for them. Kevin Craig did an excellent job for them picking up the slack, scoring, did a great job defensively and offensively. But Brian Mattis, Marty, did a great job for Wyoming Valley West underneath. Not only scoring points, but rebounding, and he definitely was a presence. When Wyoming Valley West needed offensive help, they got the ball into Brian Mattis, and he took care of it from there.
And an outstanding performance by Brian Mattis, the junior leading scorer. 23 points, 16 in the second half, 10 in the fourth quarter. And Kevin Craig, the junior, Greg Pazinski, great job defensively by Hazleton area, held him to 4, but Kevin Craig stepped up with 12 big points. And Hazleton area led by Chris Live. What can you say about Chris? He ended up with 5 3-pointers, and he gave Hazleton area everything that he had.
And I gave him a chance to win it right at the end of the game when he made the 3-pointer with 3 seconds left. But Clancy Boylan missed the free throw right at the end, but Hazleton area could not get it down the floor. Wyoming Valley West 1-point victory.
And in looking at it with Hazleton area with no timeouts, that was probably the best play for Wyoming Valley West, was to miss the free throw, actually not even make the 2, and give Hazleton area a chance to inbound the ball and get it down the floor.
Exactly right. As you had mentioned, they had no timeouts, so it's going to take them a while to get it down the floor. That just did not happen.
Okay, we thank you for joining us tonight in this outstanding game from King's College. For the fine work from our production crew led by our director Barry J.S. Stats from the councilman Jim Shappert. For Joe DeMelfi, I'm Marty Burns saying so long. The final score, Wyoming Valley West 50, Hazleton area 49, Wyoming Valley West Division I champion of the Wyoming Valley Conference for 2000-2001. This has been a WYLN Sports Special presentation. Good night from Wilkes-Barre.